Hello and welcome back to Gapeys greenhouse. Today we are going to take a look at what's left of our peppers. It's pretty much the end of the season, but I've been hanging on to our peppers here in the greenhouse for as long as possible. We've been getting a couple nights here and there that have been below freezing or near freezing. But I've got the greenhouse going. I've got a heater in here. It's just a small space heater with a thermostat set up to turn on at about 37 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's just warm enough so that the plants don't die. So that'll give me a little bit of time to get everything harvested and find something to do with them. So I wanted to take some time to show you how they're looking before I get them all picked and torn out, which is going to be very soon, probably in the next week or so. I'm not going to spend too much time on the jalapenos here because I did just post a video showing all of these not too long ago, but I do have a ton of these to harvest still. I've got a lot of jalapeno poppers to make, and I'm going to be dehydrating some of these, making some chipotle peppers. So that's just smoked jalapenos. So I'll go through and I'll pick all the ones that are ripe and put those in the smoker. I've got a cold smoker attachment for the smoker, and it's been working great. I've been making chipotle pepper for the past few years. But this one here is the Jedi. This was the F2 that I saved seeds from the F1 last year, and it was pretty productive, not nearly as big as last year. We've got our F2, I believe, mammoth jalapenos. So these are another hybrid that I saved seeds from last year, and those are a little bit bigger than the Jedi, at least the F2 that we're growing this season. There's still tons of peppers in here. Some of them are not quite jalapeno shaped like this one. So I wasn't a really big fan of the F2 hybrid. I'm sure the F1 is much, much better. So I'm going to have to find some F1 seeds to grow next year. And then this one here is the Megatron, my favorite, biggest jalapeno that I grew this year. Definitely one to grow again next year. That's an F1 hybrid from Botanical Interests. I think in my jalapeno video I said this was not a hybrid, but it has been confirmed that this is definitely an F1 hybrid, even though Botanical Interests doesn't say that on their website or on their seed packet. This one here is the Pantera. This is another hybrid. I grew a lot of hybrid jalapenos this year, and this one is really quite large as well. Not quite as large as the Megatron, but pretty close. And then we've got this one here. This is the Party Popper jalapeno. I was not a big fan of this one. It's perfectly fine green, but once it ripens, the red peppers get really wrinkly and soft, which is not good in my opinion. I want my jalapenos to stay nice and firm after they ripen, so I don't think I'm going to be growing that one again. And then we've got the Temprana jalapeno here. This one is another slightly, I guess it's kind of big, but it's the long, skinny type of jalapeno, and it wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't bad. Then we've got the Traveler's Strain jalapeno. So this was the smallest, I think, of the jalapenos, kind of similar shape to the jalapeno Party Popper one, but this one does stay nice and firm once it ripens. There's no wrinkles at all, and these have been ripe for pretty long time, and they're still holding their shape and look nice and fresh. The rest of the peppers on the side of the greenhouse are going to be Mexican varieties that I'm planning on drying and turning into chili powder. We've got an alcalde chili here. This one is a pretty decent sized pepper. There's still quite a few green. Actually, this is the wrong pepper. That one goes to there. This one here is not as tall, but we've got quite a few ripe peppers in there. Not very many green ones left on that plant. So I'm going to be sticking those in the dehydrator here probably later this week. Then we've got the chili de agua, actually kind of similar to the alcalde I just showed. It's kind of similar shape, maybe slightly bigger than that one, and it has got quite a few red ones and still a few green ones left on it. This one here is the Guajillo. I've grown this one before. I haven't grown the previous two before. Those are landrace Mexican varieties. But the Guajillo is a pretty popular, common Mexican pepper that you can find in most Mexican grocery stores and even some regular grocery stores. So that's gonna have a lot of green ones still on it actually, but we've got a few red ones in there that we'll be harvesting. I think everyone is familiar with this variety. This one is a poblano. Normally people, I think, harvest these while they're still green, but I'm waiting for them to ripen to make my chili powder. This is an F1 hybrid of poblano called Sargento that I got from Johnny Seeds. But it was super productive and the peppers on it are pretty huge. But we've got quite a few ripe ones here and are looking really good, so we'll be harvesting those soon. And then the last of the Mexican varieties is the pasilla. So this one is a long, thin variety, and we've got some ripe ones back here. It kind of turns almost a reddish brown color when it's ripe. So that's the color there of the ripe ones. And we don't have too many ripe ones. These seem to take a little bit longer to ripen. Now let's take a look at our sweet peppers. This one is called Yummy, and I got this one from a friend. It was very, very small when I got it, and it still is pretty small. But luckily we did get at least one to ripen. And with this one here, it looks like it is just starting to ripen here. So hopefully we'll get that one to finish ripening. I'm not sure these others will ripen. They're looking a little ways away from turning colors, but I was happy to see we finally got a ripe one on there. I haven't tried this one yet, so I'm not sure how good it's going to be, but we'll be finding out soon. This one is red Lucia. This is supposed to be one of the sweetest peppers you can grow, and it is pretty sweet. We've got a few ripe ones here. They do turn red, but I really like the shape of this one. It's pretty thick-walled, and it's kind of, I don't know, teardrop shaped. It's got little point on the bottom and kind of a bulbous on top, kind of a neat looking shape. I've already harvested quite a few of these, and we've got a few red ones hiding back there. Now these next few are very similar in color and shape. This one is called Gatherer's Gold, and this is another one I got from a friend. And this one is a really large yellowish orange sweet pepper, pretty thick-walled and very tasty. I might grow that one again. We'll see. The other one that I grew that's similar color and shape, a little bit smaller, but I think this one has a little bit of a sweeter taste to it. This one is called Escamillo, and I grew it last year and really enjoyed it, so decided to grow it again this year. There's still quite a few on here that haven't ripened yet, but they are coming along, and you can actually pick these while they're green, and there's a chance they could ripen after you pick them. Here we have Jolene's Rustic Italian. This one is similar to the Gatherer's Gold, except it ripens to a red. So we've got a few ripe ones here, pretty large. I've grown these several, I don't know, 4 maybe times before, and really like it, so I've been growing it every year, and I'll probably grow it again next year because it is such a great pepper. Now this one here is Asilio Italian. This one's kind of a bell-shaped pepper, and it grows kind of pointed upwards, but it's a little bit thinner skin than a regular bell pepper, and it's definitely way more productive. I don't normally grow bell peppers. Actually haven't grown a bell pepper in a very long time because they're just not very productive, but this is a different kind of bell pepper, so I'm not sure it's even considered a bell pepper. It's just bell pepper shaped, but this one is very productive, and I may grow this one again because it's pretty tasty and very productive. Now this one here is Padron, and we've got a lot of ripe peppers on this one, and I haven't seen much damage from the cold in the peppers except for this one. So we've got a little bit of browning. I don't know if you could see that on this stem. It's kind of, I don't know if it's from the humidity or the cold, but it's got some damage there, so I'm not seeing a ton of that, but just a little bit that I've noticed. But we've got This one's probably got the most ripe peppers on it that I need to get harvested. And this one is a little bit spicier than the ones I've shown so far. It's got a little bit of heat. Now this one hiding way back here is a pretty short pepper. This is the shishito, but it is very productive, and I've been kind of slacking on harvesting these. Normally you harvest them when they're green, but you can see there's quite a bit of red ones in there, so I may end up drying these and making it into powder. But we do have quite a bit of green ones too, so I'll probably harvest some of those and fry those up for dinner. Here is my favorite pepper. This is the Korean gochu. The last few years that I've grown it have not come out the way it has in previous years. These seem a lot bigger and fatter than they used to. I've been growing it for, I don't know, probably 7 or 8, maybe even 8 years. But they used to be a lot thinner than this, so I'm not sure if it got crossed with something in my garden. I might have to go back and see if I can find some older seeds and see if I can get it to go back to the way it used to. It still has a really good flavor and I like it, but I kind of miss the original seeds that I got from Kang Star. But this one especially, that it shouldn't curve like that. They should be very straight and a lot thinner. Now this cayenne pepper is probably close to my most productive pepper plant that I've had in the greenhouse. I just harvested a whole bunch of these and I'm getting ready to dehydrate these to make into powder. There's a few that are starting to turn here. Most of these are still green, but there's still a ton of peppers in here. But I'll probably be able to get another harvest of these for the dehydrator. Now these last 2 peppers are Chinense varieties. These are the only Chinense I have here in the greenhouse. This huge one here in the corner, this was a ninfadora, which is supposed to be a variegated leaf pepper, but for some reason this one ended up getting some kind of purpley foliage and doesn't have any variegation at all. And the peppers are kind of small. They start out purple like this, then they kind of turn a little bit orange, and then eventually they will turn kind of a dark red. I just harvested all the ripe ones off of this plant last week, or maybe it was the week before, and sent them to my brother because he loves spicy peppers, and these are really spicy. So he's been doing all kinds of stuff with these, making powders and flakes and who knows what else. But this one has been crazy, crazy productive. And then the last Chinense we have here in the greenhouse is the habanero. This one is called a red Caribbean habanero, and it does eventually turn red, but before that they turn this kind of pretty orange color, and these are pretty spicy as well. I haven't really done anything with these. I sent a few of these to my brother as well, and I need to figure out what to do with these. I'm thinking about making a hot sauce with these, but we'll see. Let's take a step outside because we do have a few peppers still hanging in there and I have no idea how. But this one here is the Peppa Peach Stripey, and the foliage on it still looks pretty amazing considering we've gotten down to, I think 28 degrees Fahrenheit is the lowest we've gotten. And normally peppers will die at that cold of a temperature. You can see the leaves on this are still looking really good and intact, and we've still got some peppers on here that haven't ripened. We've had some variation in the pods and the colors on this. So this one here is one that ended up getting stripes. This one here is completely red, no stripes, and the shape is also not quite what it should be for a Peppa Peach. Now this is what's left of my poor olive rocoto. So this is a long variation of the olive rocoto from Chris Fowler, and as you can see, pretty much all of the leaves have fallen off from the cold, and we haven't gotten a single ripe pepper on this. Rocotos are known to be pretty late to ripen, but I've grown the mini olive rocoto before and was able to get some to ripen. I did have a problem with rats eating the peppers early in the season, so we did finally get some of these to set, but I just don't think there's time to get these to ripen. I do have a frost cloth still on my tangerine tigers because there's still a lot of peppers on here that haven't ripened, and it did get down to 34 degrees this morning. So I'm going to take this off so I can show you. It's supposed to be not as cold today, so it's probably okay to remove this. But I think Bacchitums might be a little bit more tolerant of cold weather. So you can see the leaves are still on for the most part, and we've still got quite a few peppers in here that haven't ripened yet. I did pick all of the ripe peppers about a week ago, and you can see we've got a few that are starting to ripen here. This is the yellow version of the tangerine tiger. The stripes on it are kind of a dark, well, slightly medium orange. You can probably barely see them, but this is probably my favorite pheno of the tangerine tiger. And then we've got this one here. This is the Craig Jennings number 4 tangerine tiger. And this one, it gets a lot darker orange. These ones, I'll have to show you a picture of what they look like when they're fully ripe. This one is pretty light colored, but it does darken up once it's fully ripe. This one is the Craig Jennings number 38. And this one didn't do very well. I only got a few pods off of it, and they were kind of small. This one looks like it got eaten up by something, but there's not really much left of that plant, so that one could probably get pulled out. Last one I want to show you is over here by my asparagus bed. This is my volunteer that I had that actually produced some pods, which has never happened with a pepper volunteer that I've ever grown in my garden. But this one, I don't know what it is. It kind of looks similar to a cayenne pepper, but I don't think we're going to see any of these ripen. They're still pretty green, and I haven't been covering it or anything, so I don't think it's going to last too much longer. It still has some leaves on it, surprisingly, but you might be saying goodbye to this pepper here pretty soon. If I had to pick a favorite pepper that I grew this season, it would probably be the tangerine tiger. I just love this pepper so much. It's so beautiful and extremely tasty. They're very fruity, not too hot. My heat tolerance is very low, so this is pretty doable. And this one has got a lot of purpling on it, which is kind of cool, but it's just hard to beat the tangerine tiger. If you have a favorite pepper that you grew this season, let me know what it is, and maybe I'll grow it next season. Well, that is it for the pepper garden and the pepper season, probably my last pepper update of this season. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.